You know, for decades, when you think of women's hockey, you think of one thing: USA versus Canada. It is the absolute peak of the sport. It's a rivalry that's been carved out of gold medal games, defined by these nail-biting overtime thrillers. It's always close, it's always a war.
Until this. 5-2. Nothing. I mean, look at that score. It's so lopsided, so completely unbelievable, it just sent a shockwave through the entire hockey world. So you gotta ask, right? How on earth did the greatest, tightest rivalry in all of sports become an absolute blowout?
All right, let's really get into this, because what we saw, it wasn't just another game. We might be looking at this entire rivalry being completely turned on its head. A genuine, historic power shift in women's hockey.
To really get how big this is, just think back 4 years to Beijing. That was Canada's moment. They were dominant, draped in gold, standing on top of that podium. And now, here in Milan, the tables haven't just turned, they've been completely, totally flipped over. It is a stunning reversal. And you have to understand, this was not a fluke. It wasn't some random lucky night. This 5-0 win was basically the exclamation point on a trend that's been building for a while now. The US has now beaten Canada 7 straight times. That includes taking the World Championships gold medal right from them and sweeping the entire pre-Olympic rivalry series. This storm was definitely brewing.
So how did it actually happen on the ice? Well, right from the opening puck drop, the Americans just unleashed this avalanche of speed and pressure. They completely and utterly overwhelmed the defending champs.
I mean, just look at the final box score. 5-0, a 32-20 shot advantage. This wasn't just a win, it was pure domination. And get this, for the first time ever in the history of the Olympics, Team Canada was shut out. A team known for its offense held completely scoreless. It's unheard of.
The Americans pulled this off with a stunningly fast, quick strike attack that basically put the game away early. First, you've got Caroline Harvey blasting one from the point less than 4 minutes in. Then, late in the first, they force a turnover, and it's a lightning-fast transition goal for Bilka. And before Canada can even regroup, barely a minute into the second period, Kirsten Simms scores. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. It was just too fast, too skilled. Canada had zero answers.
And who was leading the charge? Get this, a fearless, dynamic youth movement. There are 7 players on this US roster who are still playing college hockey, and they were the engine here. You have players like the Wisconsin trio, Harvey, Laila Edwards and Simms, and Abby Murphy from Minnesota. The next generation, they're not on their way. They are here and they are taking over. And right in the middle of that youth movement, we saw a truly historic and powerful moment. When Laila Edwards buried her first Olympic goal, it was so much more than just another point on the scoreboard. She became the first Black woman to ever score for the US Olympic women's hockey team. Just a landmark achievement inside a landmark game. So if you kind of zoom out from the on-ice action, what you're really seeing is a tale of 2 very different teams. One of them is playing with this incredible, unbreakable confidence. And the other one, well, they look like a team in the middle of a crisis.
Which, of course, brings us to the big 5-goal question that's now hanging over this whole tournament. What in the world happened to the defending gold medalists, Team Canada?
Well, a huge piece of the puzzle was decided before anyone even stepped on the ice. Canada had to play without their heart and soul, Marie-Philip Poulin. Captain Clutch isn't just a cool nickname. The woman is a legend who lives for the biggest moments. Being without her, without that leadership and scoring punch, it left a hole that was just impossible to fill. But even with her out, their coach, Troy Ryan, he made zero excuses. His take on it was just brutally honest. He said, "We just didn't play very well at all. Irresponsible with the puck. We played like we didn't have confidence with the puck. And that lack of confidence, you could see it. The US team feasted on it, turning every single hesitant Canadian play into a dangerous counterattack."
Now, for the exact opposite of that, just listen to the American goalie Aerin Frankel after she pitched a 20-save shutout. All she said was, "Our team's making my life pretty easy. It's been so much fun to play behind them." So on one side, you have a coach talking about a crisis of confidence, and on the other, a goalie talking about how easy and fun it is. That tells you everything you need to know, right? Right there.
And this level of dominance wasn't just saved for Canada. Let's look at the bigger picture for a second. Through the entire preliminary round, Team USA has outscored their opponents 20-1. 20-1. That's not just winning games, that is sending a message of absolute demolition to every other team here. But as incredible and historic as this one win was, the US team knows the job is nowhere near finished. This was just one huge step on a very long journey. The real summit, the peak of the mountain, is still a ways off.
So let's all be perfectly clear here. For all the headlines, for all the talk about history, this was a preliminary round game. You don't win an Olympic gold medal in the group stage. They are still 3 tough, high-pressure elimination games away from that. And nobody seems to get this better than the US coach, John Wroblewski. After the game, he gave this really powerful warning. He said, "What's the hardest part of climbing the mountain? Getting home. If you ever feel good about climbing Mount Everest, it's the way down. Oh, you think you've done something, that's when the mountain eats you up." What a chilling reminder that the most dangerous moment is right after you think you've already won.
Which leaves us all with one final fascinating question as we watch the rest of this tournament play out. Was this 5-0 beatdown the official changing of the guard in women's hockey? Or was it the exact thing that's going to awaken a wounded but very, very proud Canadian champion who's now hungrier than ever for a little revenge?